streamlined.
So streamlined. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our team call.
Good evening.
Tonight we're going to be talking about the wholesale customer and wellness advocate. Exhilarating stuff, guys. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Actually, I'm actually really excited. I enjoy this stuff. Rebecca will be asleep.
Yeah, I'll be leaving Nathan to most of this one. Yeah, it's very important information.
You could have said that. It is very important information.
It is. That's what I said, didn't I?
Yeah, in a sarcastic tone.
No, it wasn't meant to be.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, winners from last week. So please let us know what oils you would like, so we can send you your oils. In case you weren't aware, the 1st of December is this Friday. And so we just want to talk a little bit about December because it's such an incredible month. So if you've just started, it's a great kind of month to kind of put a bit of a momentum kickstart to your business because of the frankincense deal, which we're 99.9% sure we're going to get. So we can't absolutely guarantee it, but pretty much is almost a guarantee. So really, obviously, the week leading up to Christmas isn't great, and after Christmas isn't great. But the first 2 weeks of December, in a business perspective, are really, really good weeks to share the oils, try and get as many classes or one-on-ones as you possibly can because of the frankincense deal. It's a really good one. And you want as many people as possible to be able to benefit from that. So I just want to share something on that, just a kind of a business tip this week, because I've been really enjoying actually getting people to host classes. It's not something I've done tons of, to be honest. We don't kind of find new people quite a lot, and then book classes from classes is what I've tried to do, but not so much calling people and asking them to book a class, which is what I've done this past week. And it's been really, pleasantly successful. You do things sometimes and they don't always work out, whereas this time it really has. And so I called some people that have been in my contact list for a long time, and I just hadn't got around to calling. Perhaps we've had some contacts we've emailed, but never got through on the phone. So those types of people is who I was targeting this week. And I got through to them. And the 3 people I spoke to all agreed to host classes. So that was brilliant. And basically, I just kind of said to them, look, I'm trying to do as many classes as I possibly can in December, because we're pretty sure there's going to be a really good deal where if you get a kit, you get a free frankincense. So I really want to make this opportunity, available to as many people as I can. So, I was thinking you might want to host a class. Is there, do you have 5 to 10 people that you could invite? And all you need to do is just supply your house, and then I'll come and do everything. I'll bring some nice chocolates, like Christmassy flavoured chocolates, and we can have a lovely class. And then you can decide what you're going to give them. It's totally up to you. We decided, if they bring 5 people, then we'll give them one oil. And if they bring 10 people to the class, then we'll give 2 oils.
We're talking about 1 oil up to 50 PV, weren't we?
Yeah, that's what we were deciding.
Yeah.
But, when you're first starting, you probably won't be able to afford to do that, and that's absolutely fine. You can do something else. But what I think was also quite a good thing to say is that, and also if you'd like to, I can show you how you can actually make some money from the class as well, and that will help pay towards your own oils. And if they haven't already purchased a kit, which all these 3 people hadn't, I said to them, look, and if you want to start a kit, then hosting a class is a really good way of doing it, because then that can hopefully help to pay for your own kit as well. So that was really appealing for these ladies. And so we committed the date and everything. And then I sent them an email, which I'll put the email I think I did put it into the Dropbox link, but if I haven't, I'll put it into that Dropbox link so you can all have access to the email that I sent them. It was just a quick email I put together, which they could then share with the people that they're inviting to the class. Because what I said to them on the phone is I really kind of made it very clear that I'd love to give them a sample. And, that's the best way so they can come to the class expecting a little bit and knowing a little bit what they're going to have at the class. And they were all really on board for that. So it was just really easy. And they said, yeah, we'll love to help to get the samples out to them. So they've all provided me, I think one sent me a list already of the people she's spoken to that she's going to, and she's chosen which oils she wants to give her guests. So I'll just send all the samples to that one person, and then she'll distribute them. But I've also asked for their contact details so I can follow up with them before the class. So I just wanted to share that because, it's a great week to do that. So leading up to December, this week coming really is the week to do that. Because come December, you're kind of leaving it a bit too late. So this week, the next kind of couple of days, my goal is to try and get 3 more classes booked in. So yeah, just go through your contacts. If you've been doing the business for a while and you're wanting to rank in December, which is a great month to try and rank, then you want to obviously look at the areas that you need volume, and maybe call some of your customers, and ask them, and the customers that are in the right places for you, and also your contacts that you perhaps have built up over a few months that, you might want to try and touch base with again. If you've just started doing the business, then, talk to people on your list, on your 100 list, and ask them if they'd like to host a class, and put it to them like that you want to give as many people as possible this wonderful offer of the frankincense, and go for it that way. So that's my business tip.
It's very good, Rebecca.
Thank you.
And it was last week, there were several days, wasn't there, when I was out and then I'd come home and you'd be like, I'll book one more class.
Several hours, yeah.
3 days, wasn't it?
3 days, yeah.
Last 3 days. It was, really good, very exciting.
Yeah, it was very exciting.
Hosting a class is a cool thing. It means that a lot of the work's been done for you.
Exactly. It's a really good way of building more volume in December. And if people say no, that's fine too. I've had no's before, which just so happened these 3 said yes. So just keep going to get a yes. It's
by far the easiest way of growing your business. The easiest way. So did you want to do Hermione? Have you done that one?
Oh no, I haven't yet. Yeah, we said December, didn't we? So yes, Hermione. So I just want to share desktop. Can I?
We'll share the link later. Just talk about it.
Okay. No, you're right. Sorry, I'm going to share this because how do I do this? Yeah. So Hermione, I just wanted to how do I? Do you mind getting me out of that? Just wanted to really touch. I don't want to go on about Hermione, and basically after December the 13th, I'll stop. But I really just wanted to mention again just about this project, because at this time of year, I think we do kind of think about others and want to give, and again, don't know where to give and where the money's going to go. And this is a project that is going to go straight to the school. So it's literally going to go straight to buying this land. And I was kind of talking to Nathan again about it and getting a bit emotional again about it. Because I just remember going to this school where we're trying to secure some land, and it's just a little kind of shack really of about 20 students who have such severe backgrounds. And there were children, peering through the fences with really bad clothing, looking starving, and they're just kind of scrounging for food and whatever they can get really, and just desperate for the education, but also the home that the Hermione School gives these children. So it's such a wonderful opportunity, because doTERRA are going to match funds. So every penny donated is going to be doubled. So that's why we really want to make the most of this time up to the 13th of December. And if we raise this money, guys, like if we do raise the $20,000, then that will be enough to secure land in the area where these children are. And it's just going to change hundreds of people's lives. And
not just secure it, it's going to buy it.
It's going to buy the land, exactly. It's going to buy the land, and then, we'll work with them in the future to help build a school there. But buying the land is kind of the hardest part, and it's hard to come by in Kenya, land in this area. So that's what we're really passionate about. So we're also trying to think of ideas. So if anyone does have any ideas of how we can raise some money, because we are quite a bit short at the moment, I was trying to think of some ideas. Obviously, fundraising things, it's a bit late for, but maybe a Facebook auction is what I was thinking of doing. So if anyone has anything they'd like to offer, some kind of skill thing or something, they can offer an online something consultation. If you've got that kind of skill set to offer, then please email me as well, because that'd be wonderful, and we can try and raise some money and do it together as a team. So I really want to include as many of you as would like to and feel you'd like to help. That would be wonderful. So I just wanted to show you the link, because lots of people have been asking. That's why I wanted to show, because for me, just telling me a link doesn't always do it for me. So doTERRA.com is the site you go to, and we will send you the link. You go under Our Caring, and it's Make a Donation.
That's the page.
Oh, you're on it already. Brilliant. So we'll send you the link for this actual page, and then you just scroll down, and here we are. Hermione, so there's only 2 of us now. So Hermione Children's Charity, Rebecca Bowles, Hannah Ellis. Click on there, and then it will ask you how much you'd like to donate. And literally £1 would be wonderful, because that becomes 2. So, you know, I know this is an expensive time of the year, so we don't want anyone to go into any more, you know, stressful debt that they're already in. So please don't. But, you know, if you can just donate anything, will be wonderful. Thank you. Okay, so prize winners this week. Brilliant. Really impressed with the point scoring. So thank you so much for sharing. So we have 2 winners here. So Nicola Classens, maybe you could just thank you, and Leanne Levens. So 118 points and 94 points. Amazing. Well done.
Well done, guys.
Really, really good. That's some high scores. And then we have our grand prize winner is Chloe. There's an incredible 222 points. And there it is broken down. So 53 contacts spoken to, which is incredible. So that's amazing. So well done, Chloe. And for everyone else as well, really well done. And we just want to recognise one last person. We want to recognise V, because even though she wasn't in the top 3, V's quite new to the business. So we really wanted to celebrate this, because that's a really high score as well. So 54 points. Well done, V.
She did very well. She came 4th. So, so for all the prize winners, so for the first 3 prize winners, it's you get to choose an oil of your choice. Please let us know what you would like.
Wild orange, or
yeah, let's keep it under 20 PV, guys. No, I'm just kidding. If you want a Melissa, you can have a Melissa. And then V, if you would like to choose any, you can choose one of the emotions oils. Just let us know which one you'd like. So just let us know what ones you want, guys.
Okay. I'd like to now introduce my wonderful friend Lindsay, who I've known for a long, long time. And I've seen Lindsay go through some pretty painful experiences the last kind of couple of years, and yeah, watched her progress and with the oils and everything, and it's just really inspiring. Every time I hear it, it's inspiring. But I, you know, saw Lindsay go through this, and it was really quite emotional. So I just wanted Lindsay to share her experience with us tonight. Over to Lindsay.
Hello. So just a kind of a brief overview of kind of what we were dealing with. So SPD, which I think is now described as pelvic girdle pain. Here, I'll give you it. Thank you. And I had ligament damage when my little girl was born, so 3 years ago, more than 3 years ago. And then it got a lot worse, and actually I have this recollection of being at Prague Convention, sitting at one of the diamond tables, even though I wasn't diamond, because my friend Becky said, "It's really lonely at the diamond tables at the front, come and sit with me," and then left. But what the recollection was, just sitting there, and had been a presentation about something, and I just sat there kind of sobbing. And I couldn't go anywhere because it was right up at the front, and it was too visible from everywhere, every angle. So I just kind of sat there trying to hide myself. And so it was quite a tricky time. So Becky kindly just kind of put her arm around me and let me just cry.
When I came back.
So yeah, when she did eventually come back.
Sorry about that. Can I just explain? Can I just say something? So I just sat down and looked on the programme for the doTERRA European Convention and found out that I was speaking that day. That was the first time I'd heard about it. So I had a good reason to
it was a good reason to
find out what my topic was that I was supposed to talk about in a couple of hours' time to 2,000 plus people. So yeah, anyway, back to you.
That's, as far as excuses go, that's kind of all right.
I wouldn't accept it.
So then I had the opportunity to speak to Dr. Hill, and he was absolutely just lovely, really lovely, and we had a good 20-minute chat, and he just went through everything that I had going on. So I was, well, you can see from the picture, massive smile on my face, because that's what we do, smile through everything. And so this is us going to a toddler group. So there's my mum pushing me and my little girl's on my lap with her dinosaur on her lap. And so this is what life was like for a little while. And so we'd figure out ways to still do the things that we wanted to do. And so Dr. Hill gave me a protocol, which I'll share with you in a moment. And then a month later, so then again, my lovely friend Becky kindly invited me to come along to the reward trip to Bulgaria. And it was amazing because it was a month later, and the contrast was just huge. I mean, for one, I didn't have the wheelchair and I didn't take it with me. I queued in the airport. It was so exciting. I've never been so excited to just queue, because I wasn't able to do that whole standing and queuing for quite a while. So fast forward 18 months, so to now, and I walked to school.
Yeah. Sorry, nice to interrupt, because did you mention all the different interventions? I know you said various interventions, but you went to doctors, didn't you? You considered surgery, you went to osteopaths, you had so many different people try and find out what was wrong and to try and fix it, and they couldn't, huh?
Yeah, so I had, so one of the things, so I had physio, lots and lots of physios, until they said, oh, there's nothing more we can do, and discharged me. I saw various osteopaths. I had various kind of different physical interventions. Lots of them were very good and were very nice, but they never had a lasting impact. So it would maybe improve it for a couple of weeks and then it would come back again. And then the last intervention I had was in January 2016, and it was steroid injections, and that went quite badly wrong, and that got a lot worse. So that was the point where it just kind of spiraled into not going very well at all. So that was some of the interventions that we had. I did also start seeing, like, emotionally there was a lot going on because I wasn't handling it very well. I don't handle pain, like chronic pain. I'm very good. I have a high pain threshold for acute pain, but chronic, don't deal with it very well. I think, to be honest, people who have chronic pain and still carry on normally are absolutely amazing. So hats off to anyone who has fibromyalgia and deals with pain all the time. So it definitely does something. And I think the osteopath that I was seeing in London, he said it does something to your brain, and it really does. And I definitely felt that. So, and the oils were a great support throughout that period, emotionally, as well as then once we then figured out the right physical formula. So frankincense was a great way for me to not take the antidepressants that I was prescribed. And so I used them a lot in lots and lots of different ways. So balance was another one. Wild orange I used a lot. So I used the oils quite a bit. And so, as I say, 18 months, I don't want to carry on for too long, so I know this is to be brief, but so 18 months later, so we do walk to school, and I remember trying to figure out, so it was like in May, and my son was about to start school in reception, and we'd moved into the area so that we could walk to school, and here I was not really able to do that, so I was like, right, I can have like an electronic mobility scooter, but it has to be small because I don't want it to be massive. So that we could still walk to school. And I was so grateful when, come September, I just walked into school like any other mum, and it was really lovely to be able to just, start that fresh start with, without being, the one in the wheelchair. So, sorry. And then we were able to have another baby, and that was off the cards for a long time, and Daniel's got him now, and so that was amazing. I had my best pregnancy of the three, and I used the supplements throughout, and thank you, and the birth was all completely smooth, the pregnancy was smooth. I did the school run on the day that he was born, not after, before. And it's just been incredible. And what's been amazing is that I've just got back to life, and that was what was missing before, is that it wasn't real life. Like I was kind of going through lots of emotions, but it wasn't much of me coming through. So yeah, they've changed everything for us. So yeah, I love them. And so this is the protocol that I used. If you know anyone who has pelvic girdle pain, or who has had any sort of ligament damage of any kind, please do share this with them. It's been amazing to hear that this has affected someone else's. I don't know her name, but I know she's on Mari's team, I think, and Rochelle's team, and that this has also been able to help her as well a lot. So please do share this with anyone that you can. Changing one family's life at a time by kind of giving them their mum back and the person that they can be, rather than a kind of shadow of who they used to be. I can't go on the trampoline, I can't chase after you, can't play tag, all of that kind of stuff. So please do share this, because it absolutely changed the world for us. There we go.
Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you so much.
One thing I did want to add just one thing to add is that when I started doing this, I kind of thought, well, is this going to be me forever? Will I absolutely have to do this forever? And I didn't, because then everything was really good, and I started forgetting, because that's what we do when things are good, we forget. Mm-hmm. And I did start to forget, and it didn't come back straight away. I had quite a while where it was totally fine. And then I got pregnant, and then it kicked in again because of all the hormones again. And then I did this whole protocol throughout the pregnancy, and that really, really helped. So it does, I know we teach people that this helps to actually the body to heal itself. Well, that's exactly what happened. It really did heal itself. The ligaments fixed. It was all much more stable. I could then start building up the muscles again, because the muscles weren't functioning because of the damage around the nerves. So everything then started working, and everything kicked back into action the way it should have been going. So yeah, it was a lasting effect that I didn't have to be on this all the time. So yeah, I could then reduce the dose. So there we go.
Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you so much for sharing. It's one of my favourite stories in doTERRA, because I've seen it as well. There's no exaggeration at all. Lindsay is a very brave person, so you fought through it all, but it tore you apart. It was so hard, and of course, it would be to be an active and independent person, as I know you are, to suddenly be put in a wheelchair and you can't play with your children, and it was soul destroying. And I saw Lindsay try and find every solution, and there was no solution, and we were trying the essential oils for a bit, but then when Dr. Hill gave you this, it was just a miracle. I remember being like in disbelief of, almost, and just incredible. And this is what the business is about, isn't it? Yes, it's a wonderful compensation plan, and we get to earn money from it as well, which is a big bonus. But doTERRA started because they wanted to help people. And, I'm so grateful for people like Lindsay that, gave the oils a go, really, and used the oils, and then we get to share them with others and get to literally change people's lives from just the everyday things, but to miraculous things, like in this situation. And I know lots of you are going through what I went through, and still sometimes go through as well, that sharing the oils can be hard, can't it? You really have to put yourself out there. It takes courage. You really do. And that's why you have to have something driving you. And for me, it always was this. Like when I had experiences like this, always fueled me further as well, to think, do you know what? It doesn't matter if people aren't going to be open to this. It's my job to share it. And you just never know who it's going to help. And it's just wonderful to be part of such a wonderful business. So thank you, everyone, for sharing these wonderful words. And thank you, Lindsay, for sharing that experience with us. That's perfect.
Thank you.
Okay. Over to you, Nath.
Thank you, Lindsay. The business is, the foundation of this business is the products, and that's what makes this business so fantastic. Is we have groundbreaking, amazing products. Today tonight we're going to talk about the wholesale customer and the wellness advocate. So I'm just going to define what the wholesale customer is. We can have a chat about it at the end. This is only going to take 10-15 minutes, so then we can chat about it. You can ask all your questions if you would like. Okay, so first of all, the wholesale customer. This means that you can use the customer to build your business. Okay, you can easily define who a customer and who an IPC is. An IPC is a wellness advocate, or it stands for independent product consultant. So if you ever see WA or IPC, they're the same thing. Okay, it means that your customer can now participate in all product promotions, whereas customers before this came out, which only came out about 4 or 5 months ago, the wholesale customer. Before, literally a customer was mainly a retail customer. That's how it was determined. Now, we knew that actually 90% of doTERRA's wellness advocates at that time were only customers. And doTERRA could only differentiate that by if they'd enrolled anybody. So, 80 to 90% of people that were wellness advocates before had never enrolled anybody, and that's how doTERRA determined if they were a customer or whether they were a wellness advocate or a builder or sharer. Okay, so doTERRA introduced the wholesale customer, revolutionizing the space here. Now, what a wholesale customer means is it's wholesale customer. It's the same enrollment fee and the same renewal fee as an independent product consultant. They get the same discount as a wellness advocate or an IPC. They have the same virtual office. They have the same shopping experience. They have the same LRP. They have the same order management. They qualify, if they do LRP, they qualify for product points. Now, having a wholesale customer underneath you qualifies the upline for the power of 3. It also qualifies people for fast start. Also means that you can get your uni level, and it also helps people to rank. So you can use the customer to help build your business. And if you've got a customer that decides they want to, so a wholesale customer that wants to upgrade to a wellness advocate, very easy process. It's on their dashboard. They click on it. It says, do you want to do this? And they can sign themselves up as a wellness advocate. Very simple process. Now, with the wholesale customer, the enroller has the opportunity to move the new wholesale customer one time anywhere in their organization within the first 14 days. It's exactly the same as a wellness advocate. No difference. Okay, you can move them once signing them up in the first 14 days. And they get placed in that position and they're stuck there. Now, if a wholesale customer upgrades to a wellness advocate after 90 days, then they get placed in your sponsor changes again, and you get to move them again anywhere in your organization that you would like to. But now they're somebody that can actually build the business because they can have a downline now.
Can I just say something? So just a point that's come off my head. So the whole thing with the wholesale customer, as Nathan said, is they can upgrade themselves, which is wonderful. But I've had a situation where customers haven't quite understood what that means, and they'll upgrade themselves within that 90 days. So after the first 14 days and within the 90 days, and then they're stuck where they are, which isn't always good for them, isn't always good for you. So in the wellness consultation now, when I give people the back office tour, I'll just say, look, this is your option to upgrade to a wellness advocate. It means you can start to earn money with doTERRA. You can be very small or large amounts. But if you do want to do this, then let me know now, if they want to do it then. But if you do decide after like a month of using the oils that actually, I could earn some money with this, then please contact me first. So we can have a chat about this. So we can make sure you're going to be in the place where you're going to get the most support and it's going to be good for you. That's what you want to do, because doTERRA have done it so it's in the customer's hands, which is great, but it doesn't always work out best for them. So that's why in a wellness consultation, I've added that bit in now to hopefully prevent that happening. Yes,
because in the first 3 months, you cannot be moved. You can't have a second sponsor change in the first 3 months. So if somebody upgrades it on the 15th day after signing up, they can't then be moved. They will be stuck there. They don't get a second move. So we just want to make that really clear. And the reason why that is the case, it's to protect the customer. So, this is all about, this is a customer-facing business. So doTERRA is being very protective of the customer, even though it's not ideal in some situations, in this situation, for the upline, for people building the business. But it is all about protecting the customer, which is actually wonderful because we can make those claims to anybody saying that doTERRA is a multi-level marketing company that follows the same practices as everyone else. No, they don't. This is a product-centric, customer-facing business. Very important, that is. So that's the wholesale customer. So the wholesale customer has no contract. They don't get any commissions. They aren't able to have a downline. They can't have any claims reviewed. And many times your customers are your best buyers and your best advocates. Okay, so they are people in a lot of instances that will share the products. And because they don't have any regard to getting commissions, they share it freely and passionately and from their heart, which is the best reviews we could possibly get. So, 80-90% of people are just customers, and they're your best marketing tools. Now, here's the difference, okay? So you've got a wholesale customer versus wellness advocate, and I suppose versus retail, although retail can't do anything from this slide. So 25% off the retail price is a wholesale customer and a wellness advocate. Wholesale customers and wellness advocates get loyalty reward points. They both get shipping reward points. They both can get the free product of the month. And if there's special deals, they can still get that. So for instance, fingers crossed in December, it's going to be frankincense for 200 PV. All your customers can take part in that deal. So all your wholesale customers, your retail customers, however, cannot. So it's best to always sign people up as wholesale customers. And they can have their own shopping accounts. Now, where a wholesale customer and wellness advocate differ is when it comes to making money and building the business. So the wellness advocate has their own retail website. Wholesale customers do not have access to that until they upgrade. They will not see the business back office, which is great because there's a lot of people out there that used to before didn't want to see the back office. They didn't want to see the team or the downline part because they just wanted to buy the products. And so there's an option here for customers that's all they see. It means that wellness advocates can earn money, wholesale customers cannot. Wholesale customers cannot have anybody placed underneath them. That's what we mean by a downline. Wellness advocates can. So what does a wellness advocate look like? Well, a wellness advocate looks like all those guys there except the green and except the black, like diamonds, okay? So the light green one's not the dark green one there. The dark green one there is actually just an executive. So someone's definitely building the business. But all the greens that you see all over there, you'll notice that none of them have anybody underneath them. That's because they're a wholesale customer. They cannot have a downline. Whereas all the purples and the other coloured ones, they have downlines. Okay, well, not all of them, but most of them do. And that's to show you that they're wellness advocates. Okay, so generally, a wellness advocate is in purple, and a wellness advocate is, a wholesale customer is in green. All the other colours will be wellness advocates, but the ones that are ranking. So elite is yellow, executive is the dark green one there, that pink one there is a premier. And then you've got the diamonds there, the black diamonds. That isn't a diamond person, that is a retail customer. Okay, so retail customers also get placed on your tree so that you know what they've ordered and you can access it. But they, again, cannot have a downline either. Definitely not.
And you have no option of moving them, so they always come on your front line. So don't worry about them being on your front line. That's where they always go.
Yeah, you can't place them anywhere. They always automatically go on your front line. Mm-hmm. So obviously the Premier has brought on 2 retail customers, and there's somebody underneath the yellow elite, well, that has brought on a retail customer as well. So that's what they look like. Mm-hmm. Now, why have doTERRA created 2 different accounts? So doTERRA is, and we want to reiterate this because it's important, there's a fundamental point. doTERRA is built on the products. Without the business opportunity, doTERRA would still have world-class products that customers want, although they might not have heard about it. So the business opportunity is very, very important to deliver these world-class products. Okay, the business is built on 80 to 90% of people only using the products. But before, we didn't have any way or real way of differentiating that. doTERRA didn't, and we don't, or didn't. And MLMs have a bad name for selling the opportunity rather than the business. You know, that's probably the biggest gripe that people have about it, or one of the biggest gripes. Before, with just wellness advocates, there was no clear distinction for doTERRA to tell who was a customer and who was a wellness advocate. So who was a customer and who's doing the business? How do you tell? These are two very important distinctions, as they are two different target markets for doTERRA. So what emails did doTERRA send? Do they send like business emails to all of their wellness advocates? It can get very confusing. So doTERRA have now distinct, clear markets where they can send emails appropriate for business people or emails appropriate for customers, like promotions, etc. But also it means that they can differentiate. So when they are coming up with summaries for stats, for trading standards, for any kind of governing bodies, they can say, look, here is actual factual evidence that the wholesale, we have 80 to 90% wholesale customers, because they cannot be anything else. They cannot have a downline. They cannot own commissions. Why would they have bought the products? There's no reason for them to, apart from they want the products. So it is hard facts of the business of doTERRA that it is product centric.
It's also great that, you know, the customers just have a very simplified back office as well, which is great. When you come to do wellness consultations, I usually say to people, just ignore these bits, but it can look quite busy for someone that's just a customer. They don't want to have all those extra tabs. So that's good as well. They just have a real, you know, minimalistic back office, which looks very simple for them.
Yeah, and some people have a real issue with multi-level marketing, so they don't want to see that, but they do want the products.
Yeah.
So this is a great way for that.
Yeah.
doTERRA has decided to create the wholesale customer, which means it's very easy to distinguish between the two different markets or the types of people. Now they can clearly show how many customers they have, which just buy the product. It is now impossible to be doing the business side without a wellness advocate account. It also means the customer gets exactly the experience they're looking for, like Rebecca was just saying. They can buy the pair of products and it doesn't look like a regular shopping rewards account. They don't just have to ignore several aspects of their back office.
I didn't know you had that.
You jumped the gun.
Point. I jumped the gun.
No, now what we wanted to talk about is on the 1st of December, for people doing the business longer than 4 months, so if you've been doing the business longer than 4 months, if you've been doing it sooner than that, it won't apply to you. Okay? Don't leave, because there's another important thing I want to talk about. But this won't apply to you. But if you have been doing the business longer than 4 months, all the wellness advocates that didn't have a downline on the 1st of September were automatically turned into wholesale customers. Okay? So you might have seen it in your back office, a lot of people, purple guys went green. And you might have gone, why did they do that? I don't understand it. Now, that's because they were all made into wholesale customers, because they probably were wholesale customers. If they weren't and they wanted to do the business, they can still upgrade. And on the 1st of December, so this Friday, these wholesale customers will have now served their, I'm calling it their 3-month probation. And when they are now upgraded, as of the 1st of December, if you want to upgrade any of them on the 1st of December or after, you will then get a second enroller move. So they'll then come into your sponsor changes if they upgrade, and you'll be able to move them again and have another 14-day sponsor move. So that's great news. So there could be lots of people underneath your teams, you know, or a couple that might want to be moved into different places, which can help build your team into a more structured team, if you would like to do that and can do that. So we just wanted to let you know about that. If you've got questions about this, we can chat about it at the end of this.
That's amazing news. So what we're going to do is we're going to send all those people an email, letting them know that if they want to, you know, earn money in any ways, and they can just upgrade into a wellness advocate, so they're aware. I'm sure doTERRA are going to do something as well. But
and when we say all of the people, we mean just who we've enrolled.
Yes.
Very
absolutely.
important you only do who you've enrolled. Otherwise, you can tick off people in your downline. We have done that before, and quickly
asked us nicely
changed
not.
there and realised that's not the best way of doing it. So only email your enrollees unless you have permission from the other team as well. So there was an email sent out last week about the law for the 200 UK law for selling, well, it's not selling the kit, but selling direct selling companies selling anything over £200 for somebody's first order.
Which is including VAT and including postage as well.
I didn't know postage.
It is, yeah.
Well done.
I know.
Spotted. So I just wanted to show you where the law was, so in case some of you say, where is this law? No one's ever heard of this law. No, we hadn't heard of it either. Well, but there are a lot of people that do know about this law, okay? And it's only a UK-wide law. Just wanted to read it to you. It's from the Trading Schemes Regulations 1997. That's the updated one. The original was in 1974. And it's to protect the customer or us, you know, from direct selling companies or multi-level marketing companies for several reasons. So a promoter or a participant in a trading scheme shall not accept from a participant joining the trading scheme any payment or undertaking to make a payment of any sum exceeding £200 unless 7 days have expired from the making of the agreement relating to goods or services supplied or to be supplied under that agreement to the participant by the promoter or any other participant under the trading scheme. So basically, as doTERRA said, you can't sell to anybody the very first time they buy a kit for over £200 if they wish to do the business. Okay, so that's the law. So why is the law there? It stops direct selling and multi-level marketing companies from encouraging large initial sales, or in the industry it's called garaging. So sometimes people will be encouraged to buy £2,000-3,000 kits with the promise of a bigger discount, or they get some good commissions in a couple of months. There's lots of reasons why they would do it. It gives the customer a period of time to really think about what they have just purchased, and it's not too big an initial outlay. You know, it's got to be under £200. Okay, so that's why the law's there, and I think it's a very, very sensible, good law. But it does cause an issue. So what is the problem for us? Well, the problem is that there is actually only one kit, the Family Essentials kit, which comes under the £200 threshold. That's great because that's the main kit that we sell, so perfect. But there are other kits we like to sell, and the other really popular kit that we love to sell, particularly to wellness advocates or builders, is the Home Essential kit, which unfortunately costs £222 without shipping. So it's £226. So now this means that we cannot sign somebody up as a wellness advocate with an order over £200. So that's the issue. So that's why some of you have said, you know, when that came out last week, gone, oh no. But there's good news. Okay.
Always round.
So the solution is that we can, however, sign somebody up as a wholesale customer. Okay, because doTERRA have clearly made it very, very clear that this is a customer, can't possibly be someone doing the business, because it's impossible for them to have a downline. It's impossible for them to earn commissions. They can buy as big a kit as they like, because they are obviously only buying that on the premise that they want the products. Okay, so they could buy a very big kit, or they could buy the Home Essentials kit. Okay, so really reiterate this, the problem only applies to people wanting to sign up as a wellness advocate with an order of over £200. Okay, and a wellness advocate is someone that wants to earn commissions, somebody that wants to have a downline, somebody that wants to do the multi-level marketing business experience. So if you would like, where the problem comes with this UK law is that if we want to sign up somebody as a wellness advocate with an order of over £200, what do we do? Okay, and remember that's only 10 to 15% of people. Okay, of all our sign-ups will only be 10 to 15%. But what do we do in that case? Well, first of all, our suggestion is, and this is what we will do,
grey area,
is sign them up as a wholesale customer. They can then place their order for their Home Essentials kit and their coconut oil, or whatever it is they want. Then we wait 7 days. So they've had their calling off period. They definitely want to join. If they don't want to, then great. But if they want to then upgrade their account to a Wellness Advocate account, they can. Then still have 7 days left if you wish to move them.
And you can do that in the wellness consultation.
So that's the way around it.
Which is perfect timing.
So it's not actually a bigger deal at all. And it's great that doTERRA are becoming in line with all UK legislation and laws. And the thing is, they actually weren't outside of the law before the wholesale customer came in, because their Wellness Advocate and wholesale customers were kind of a grey area. It's kind of the same thing. Now that they've separated it, it's very, very distinct. That this, for us in the UK, has to come into place, because it's really clear that we are selling to business people over the £200 threshold, because they're definitely doing the business. Okay, so it's now that doTERRA have come into line with the UK compliance, and that was always their intention, and they've only been out of it for 3 or 4 months since the wholesale customer was brought in. So it's good news.
The other option is, of course, is not as good as this one. This one is definitely the best way to go. But if someone is just wanting to be a wellness advocate, then the other option is that they can just get their membership, first of all. So they can purchase their memberships, £24, and then a week later they can buy their Home Essentials kit, which obviously is paying more for it because they've already got their membership, which is included in the cost of the Home Essentials. But if that ever was something that someone wanted to do, that's an option too.
It's an option, not a great option.
Not a great one, not a great option.
So simples, as the great Meerkat would say. But I'm sure everyone's got questions and things like that. So before we go on to the questions, this week's challenge.
Can I just say one last thing as well? Sorry, I didn't know when to say it, but I think now's a good time. So just to cover really simply, is that basically if someone is definitely a customer, so you are pretty much sure this person is definitely a customer, you sign up as a wholesale customer, so that's easy peasy. If someone is definitely wanting to do the business, then you pretty much now sign them up as a wholesale customer as well. So that's made it even more simple. The only time that it's a bit complicated is at the beginning when you're just starting your business and you need wellness advocates to put people under. So when someone isn't, if you're not sure if someone's going to do the business, and at the beginning you don't really have anyone to put anyone under, then you will need to upgrade them to a wellness advocate. So still, if they want the Home Essentials kit, you sign them up as a wholesale customer. So that's pretty much going to be the way forward for most people now, whether they're customers, whether they're going to definitely do the business, or whether they're not sure and you're not sure if they're going to do the business. Generally speaking, it's going to be the wholesale customer to begin with. But when you're just starting your business and you need to put people underneath people, then even if these customers, don't want to do the business, then you will need to upgrade some of them to advocates to be able to put people under them. That's the only slightly tricky part.
Yep. But you obviously have to do that with their permission, because they'll have to do it.
Exactly.
So that's that. This week's challenge. So thanks for everyone for participating in last week's challenge. This week's challenge is on a similar vein, well, very similar, but we're just cutting out the first two. Well, the first two bits of the challenge. We're making it very simple this one, and we're making it very clear. This challenge, it's I meant hosted class, 3 points for every person booked on a class this week. Okay, and it has to be this week. If you've got a class this week and you booked them on last week, that doesn't count, I'm afraid. You've got to book them on this week. Okay.
But it can be for a future class. The class doesn't have to be this week.
Just doesn't have to be this week.
You just got to book them onto a class.
Yes. But you get 20 points for every hosted class you booked with a date, okay? Because obviously it's way better to get a hosted class. Way better, because you could get 5 to 10 people at that class without you doing anything, okay, or very little. So I know it says for every class booked with a date, but that's actually every hosted class booked with a date, okay? So the prize...
and with that, the people that commit to a class, you also need to get them to commit to helping you deliver samples as well, because that's what makes the hosted class good. Otherwise, hosted classes can be not very effective at all, because everyone comes and they haven't really even heard of an essential oil.
Unless
you're willing
to do some prep. Unless you're willing to send out the samples.
You'll be sending the samples to the person that's hosting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the prize is any 3 emotions oils you can choose. So the top 3 people can choose any 3 emotions oils that they would like. So good price. So thank you everybody for listening. We will end the call now and open up to questions. Where's the
stop video?